What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you watching me for the very first time today, my name is KathyyRenee and welcome to the show. Today is Saturday, September the 11th, and it's kind of not a sad day, but it's a really heavy day. But I just want to say my heart goes out to the tragedy, my heart goes out to the victims and the victims that are still suffering to this day. But anyways, let's start on a happy note. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing the 35C palette from Morphe. Here she is. Alright, this is the color story. This is how she looks like. This is what we're going to play with today. I'm going to go ahead and look down so you guys can see what I did. And please keep on watching this video. And with using this palette, I'm definitely going to show you guys how I got here. But of course, you know, it's an example of how to use the palette. I'm not telling you have to use it like this. I'm just giving you guys an example on how to use it. And before we jump in, I just want to say that I've noticed that I get a lot more views than I have subscribers. So please, if you guys consider it, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you, and please don't forget to hit that notification bell as well. And it really does help me out, and it will mean so much to me if you guys like, comment, and share my things. Definitely mean a lot to me. But anyways, without further ado, enjoy the show. And before we begin, alright, and the palette that we're going to be going in with is a 35C Everyday Chic palette from Morphe. And we're going to be going in here with this gorgeous shade, OU, it's what it's called. And the brocha that I'm going to be using is a Morphe M153 brush. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was not satisfied with that tab, but anyways, I dipped the brush into the palette, I tapped it off as you guys saw, and I'm just gonna be stamping first across my lid, and I'm following my eye, and then I'm going to be just dragging it now, blending it back and forth. It doesn't have to be perfect, you guys, because we're gonna be blending. Look, we're gonna work on it, blend it with some more colors. The reason why I'm doing this, sometimes I just stamp it and I leave it alone. In this case though, because brown is really, for me, it's a little hard to blend. I want to make sure that we're blending it as much as possible. We want to build and blend, create our gradient to add more, so that way it would be a nice and easy, pretty blend. So we're just going to be doing this back and forth, you guys. Alright, I did back into the palette. I did dust it off, as you guys just saw. Same thing. I mean, stamp it, and then we are going to be blending back and forth. And notice how I'm holding the end of the brush. And then we're going to be building her. And it's okay if it's uneven from the other eye. Just remember, you guys, we are going to be blending it out with more colors, and oh my god, I forgot what to say. We are going to be cutting the crease as well. No, I gotta cut the crease. Okay, I went back in the palette. I did dust it off. Sorry I didn't record that part. But I want this eye to match the right one. Like, I know this, I just wanted to match like color tone, because I felt like this was still lighter than my right eye. And I know I may not be using the right tools or the right brushes, but at the end of the day, this is what works for me, and whatever works for you guys, it's your preference. Your preference is going to be way different than my preference, and I don't know, I just thought I should throw that out there. It doesn't matter how you get there, just freaking get there. Alright, next gorgeous color that we're going to be going in with is Weekend Plans, right over here. And the brocha that I'm going to be using is a Morphe E37 brush. Alright, I did the brush into the palette. I did dust it off, and I'm holding the brush at the end over here, and then you can start wherever. I'm starting usually in my inner corner, out little circles. You see how this is blending out really pretty? And you can, you can see in some places where it's dragged out by the brown, but that is okay. There's a reason why we're blending everything and making it work. So whatever got dragged out, it's being replaced by the color that we're blending it with, if that makes sense. It's like filling it in. I'm moving the brush. I'm gonna be moving the brush like this now, kind of like in the center of it. applying a little bit more pressure, and then I'm working with what I have. I'm not gonna go back in yet. Make sure you flatten the tape down, and then keep working it. I'm actually kind of satisfied here, so I'm gonna work out here. And this is where my wrist begins to hurt. And notice how I changed positions of the brush. I changed it right now. I don't know if you guys can see. It's not the best angle, and I do apologize for that. I'm gonna start working from the outer lid crease. Can't talk. I never can talk, but it's okay. Outer, and then work my way in, because I'm really satisfied with how it looks like. Okay, pretty much got it to where I want it. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the crease. I'll be right back. But before I go ahead and do that, if you guys are ever curious of how I cut my crease, I'm gonna go ahead and link that video down below. And so stay tuned. Okay, and I'm back from cutting my crease. Back into the palette, we're gonna be going in with Total Mood right over here. And the brocha that we're gonna be using is a Morphe M456 brush. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and, well, I did the brush into the palette. I did not dust it off, and I'm just going to be packing in this little corner that we have here. Just pack it for now. Okay. I'm still holding the brush kind of like at the end here. So we're just going to be doing little circles at the end here. Just take your time. We're going to be creating a little gradient. I don't know why I said it like that. It just sounded fun when I said it. You take your time. And it's okay, yeah, just take your time. Always make sure that when you cut your crease, make sure it's dry. I know that in the past I've said it's okay if it's wet. No, for these tones, like the dark tones, if you do the dark tone on top of a wet, anything that's wet, it's gonna look so muddy, and it's gonna take forever to blend out. I'm just giving you guys that warning just in case you guys don't know. I just want to give you all that friend. I want to apologize for the last clip. It did not record. But moving on. We're going to be going in with this beautiful shade right over here called Oh La La or Ooh La La. And the brocha that I'm going to be using is a Morphe M522 brush. And then we're going to be doing the inner corner. We're going to be looking down in our mirror. And we're just going to be packing her on here. Pack her first. And then blend her down. Try to get in there. And if you want to raise your eyebrow, you can, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get into every nook and cranny that we have. How beautiful this shade is. And right now, this is just a back and forth right now because we're going to add the color right here, right now. Alright, so next color that we're going to be going in with is Playtime right over here. And the brocha that we're going to be using is a Morphe M522 brush. Okay, so I dipped the brush into the palette. I did not dust it off. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pack it. Doesn't matter where you start. Top, bottom, top. Cares. Just pack. And keep packing. And if you have to raise your eyebrow like I am doing right now, going right ahead. And it always helps to look down. Sometimes I forget, but just always look down. It's always recommended. And what I'm doing right now is I'm going to kind of raise my eyebrow and squint. I'm going to be going back and forth to that little, but to where we just applied, and blend down. Back and forth, blend, and then down. And then you're going to see where we're creating this gradient right now. Making sure my tape is back on there. Okay, so I got it pretty much to where I want it. What I'm going to do right now is off camera, I'm going to go ahead and blend everything out. After I'm done blending everything out, I'm going to go ahead and do my liner, my lashes, my full face, and I'll be right back. And if you guys are ever curious about how I do my liner and my lashes, also my full face, I'm going to go ahead and link those videos down below. Be sure to check them out, okay? Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll be right back, so please stay tuned. Alright, so next color that we're going to be going in with is Thinks It's New. And the brocha that we're going to be using is the Morphe E36 brush. I almost started with that, you guys. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so basically I did the brush into the palette. I did not dust it off, and I'm just dragging it underneath my eye over here. And please don't get it into your eye, as I got it in my eye right now. I just blend away. And I look up because it's just like I feel like I have more space, and I see what I'm doing. I can look at what I'm doing. You don't have to do this. At the end of the day, do what you guys want. Alright, next color that we're going to go in with is On My Way, this beautiful gold shade. And the brocha I'm going to be using is the Morphe E36 Brush. Alright, I dipped the brush into the palette. I didn't dust it off. We're going to be working the inner corner and also the brow. So, just pack it on there. And then, like, blend out using little circles. And if you want to go back in, you can, because that's what I'm doing. Like, go back in the palette. Okay. Good. Alright, and I'm going back in one more time, but this time I'm going to do like my brow. So just do the underneath the brow. Doesn't matter how far you go. It's going to blend out anyway. So make sure you do that. Alright, so I'm going to finish blending like out, like underneath the highlighter. And then I'm going to put on a highlighter. I'm going to put on lipstick. Figure out what to do on my hair, and I'll be right back, so stay tuned. And this is my final form. Alright guys, thank you so much for sticking with me to the end. I really appreciate each and every one of you. So let's go ahead and talk about this palette. Again, I used the 35C palette for Morphe. Alright, this is the palette. This is basically how she looks like. The color story is really beautiful. The colors are really creamy. They're really buttery. I just want to say that like the colors up here, they're really buildable, which is what I really like. Like for the first, like, I guess dip in the palette or whatever you want to call it, you're not gonna get that color, but as you build it up, you're gonna experience that color. I just want to let you guys know. Enough about me rambling. I'm gonna go ahead and look down so you guys can see the look that I did. And of course, this is an example on how to use the palette. I'm not saying you have to use it exactly like this. Again, it's an example. Whatever ideas you may have, you guys are gonna do it your own way. And I understand that sometimes the color story can be so overwhelming that you don't know which to choose, you don't know what direction to go in. So that's why I do the how to use palette edition, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and end this right here. And just so you guys know, I understand that I'm kind of late talking about the palette. The truth is that as a consumer, I like to get things on sale. I like to save my money, especially during these times. I think that if you can wait, or if there's a discount code or whatever the case may be, if you can save money, take advantage of it. If not, that's cool too. It's my preference to save money. I'm pretty sure, you know, there are some of you people out there that like to save your money as well. So if you guys do it, great. If you guys don't do it, that's cool too. But anyways, wrapping up, I do appreciate each and every one of you that passed by. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Friendly reminder, if you guys haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you. And don't forget to hit that notification bell as well. And it does really help me out when you guys like, share, and comment on my content. So please go ahead and do so. It was really awesome hanging out with you guys. I hope you guys enjoy hanging out with me. And I will see you guys in the next show. Goodbye.